Hi there. If you've been stuck in the loop of knowing what to do but not doing it, this series is for you. Play Mode On is a dopamine-coded portal to help you rewire your habits through joy instead of pressure. There are 6 identity shifting lessons. You can move through them in order or trust what you are pulled to. Each lesson comes with a micro shift you can apply in real time. And if you want to go deeper, you will find ways to do that in the description. Let's begin. Welcome to level 1 of Play Mode On. Let's be honest, you don't struggle with knowing what to do, you struggle with wanting to do it consistently. You know that you should drink water, eat protein, eat whole foods, meditate instead of scroll, journal instead of overthink, and so on. And it's not because you're lazy or because something is wrong with you. It's because your brain does not associate small wins with enough reward. And small wins are how we maintain momentum and consistency. We are wired for survival, not progress. But we can override that with fun and joy, which is exactly what this series is about. If we're going to talk about manifesting a magnetic life, the body you want, the work you love, the relationships that feel like home, we have to talk about intuition. If we're going to talk about intuition, we have to talk about self trust. If we're going to talk about self trust, we have to talk about follow through. If we're going to talk about follow through, we have to talk about decision making. If we're going to talk about decision making, we have to talk about self awareness. And if we're going to talk about self awareness, we have to talk about fun. Because fun is not just a reward at the end, fun is mindfulness in action. When you learn how to find satisfaction in the small moments, not after you hit the big goal, but while you're building it, you rewire your entire system for sustainable momentum. That is what Play Mode On is about. It's not about forcing habits, it's about training your brain and body to want the actions that build your future. It's about making consistency feel like devotion, not discipline. It's about rewiring the way you move, one small shift at a time, until the life you want isn't something you have to chase, but something you naturally build every single day. Why does this all matter? Your reward circuitry is shaped by what you repeatedly pair with dopamine. If your nervous system only feels pleasure when you scroll, snack, or avoid, then of course momentum and consistency feel like resistance. We need to retrain your brain to crave the things that build momentum instead of just tolerate them. That is what the joy override is. Most people ignore micro wins because they seem too small to matter. We are taught to only celebrate the big things, the dramatic transformations, the perfect week, the big sales, etc. Your brain does not change from pressure, it changes from repetition and reward. Every time you complete a small task and feel good about it, you reinforce the identity of someone who follows through. That is how you teach your system that action equals safety. Micro wins are not just tasks you check off. They are proof that you are shifting your energy, shifting your story, and shifting your reward pathways in real time. And when your nervous system starts to associate pleasure with progress, momentum becomes addictive. The best part, you can start making micro wins feel good immediately. So, what does that mean exactly? It means celebrating your micro wins like you just unlocked a new level. Pairing the hard tasks, the things that you really don't want to do, with pleasure. Giving your nervous system feedback that says, this is safe and worth it. For example, let's say you did a 5-minute workout. Dance it out, light a candle, play your favorite song, celebrate your win. Tell yourself, great job, I am proud of you. How often do you actually congratulate yourself? If it's not every day, we need to talk. Or let's say you prepared an actual meal instead of eating pretzels and hummus for lunch. That is self leadership. Acknowledge it. Or you say no to something that drains you. Screenshot that win. Store it in your self trust folder. There's so many micro things that you are doing right now that you are not celebrating, that you are not acknowledging. And this is how you rewire your brain, with repetition and reward. Your brain does not care how small the win is. It cares how you respond to it. And right now, most of us are responding with dismissal, shame, self criticism. I go more in depth around shame as a self sabotage pattern and pattern disruptor, so you can check that out in the description down below. To rewire your reward circuitry, you first have to rewire the way you speak to yourself. If your internal dialogue says nothing you do is good enough, of course you're not motivated to do 5 minutes of anything. If big wins don't count, why would small ones? These beliefs around productivity and success are only blocking your ability to enjoy life. And they're also blocking your ability to expand the capacity to hold even bigger wins. Decide today to start treating every moment you choose yourself like it matters, because it does. The way you respond to your effort becomes the way your brain learns to crave effort. And the more satisfying it feels to follow through, the easier it becomes to keep showing up. Let the win feel like a win. Acknowledge yourself, celebrate yourself, become aware of all of the good things that you are already doing for yourself. Not when the entire to do list is done, right now. I always like to compare rewiring your brain to muscle building. It takes time, it takes repetition, and it takes the right fuel. And the right fuel is your internal dialogue. So, your play mode rewire for today is to ask yourself, how can I make this win feel like a win right now? Not later, not when you hit the big milestone. Now, celebrate watching this entire video. I congratulate myself every day on something. I break into random dancing almost daily because something I did made me feel good. When I first started doing this after my burnout, the celebrations were for super micro things like getting out of bed or eating an actual meal. Now it's also for the big things like rebuilding my entire website in one day. There is no way I could have done that a few years ago. But that is because my nervous system is stronger and my energetic capacity has expanded. But you have to start small. If you don't acknowledge the small things, why would you get even bigger, better things? Once you start doing this work, you will be able to hold more without shutting down. You will be able to move through more without burning out. That's not going to happen with force. That's not going to happen with shaming yourself. It's going to happen because you're going to train your brain to feel good while you are showing up for yourself. The more you link satisfaction to action, the faster your habits become addictive. And the more you celebrate now, the more you expand what you're capable of later. This is not fake positivity, it is identity rewiring. Because when momentum starts to feel good, you will want more of it. And when that happens, you stop needing willpower. You just play because you train your brain to associate doing hard things with pleasure, to associate doing things that you did not want to do before with pleasure, with fun, with joy. That is all for level 1 of play mode on. To anchor the shift, don't just move on. Mark it, celebrate it, congratulate yourself out loud. Feel it in your body. Smile, move. Whatever feels true to you right now is perfect. Let yourself be proud before the evidence shows up, because this is the kind of moment that rewires everything. You showed up, you finished the level, you chose yourself. Celebrate it like it matters, because it does. This is how identity gets installed. The next level of Play Mode On drops Thursday. And if you want to go even deeper, check the description for ways to keep integrating and expanding after each level. And remember, Play Mode On is not just a series, it is a portal. And when you complete all of the levels inside our private Telegram lounge, you will unlock something special. In this world, you're not just learning habits, you're learning how to lead yourself, even in the chaos.